I, 24 female, have been friends with April, 27 female, for close to 15 years now. We met at gymnastics as kids and formed a close bond, so it seemed natural that I would be a bridesmaid just as we'd always planned. Unfortunately, the wedding was delayed due to the global issue and I received big news. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I was lucky we caught it early, so I had surgery followed by chemotherapy. April was supportive throughout all this. She made appointments for dress shopping to fit around my schedule. When we picked the bridesmaids' dresses, April said she would be paying for them and alterations. She said it was her way of thanking us for being there for her. We chose to buy mine a size up from what I wore because chemo would cause weight gain. Unfortunately, I've had to go through more rounds than first predicted. 3 weeks ago, we went to a fitting and my dress wouldn't close. I was embarrassed, I didn't want to leave the changing room, but April talked me into coming out as the other girls hadn't seen me try it on and they were excited. I came out and explained the problem to April, apologised and offered to pay her back for the dress and pay for the alterations to make it fit. All that needed doing was for it to be let out. It had been taken in at my last fitting before I had more chemo. The seamstress said that it was easy to do and wouldn't damage the dress as we had bought a bigger size in the first place. I thought everything was fine until we went out for dinner with a few friends to celebrate getting closer to the wedding. When I ordered pasta, April gave me a strange look and then commented that it was no wonder I didn't fit into the dress and that I couldn't just say the weight gain was from the chemo. I was in shock about it and didn't know what to do. Then when someone told her it was a horrible thing to say, she started saying I would ruin her wedding pictures and it was already bad enough that she had to buy a size 10 dress so that I would fit into it, and now her pictures would be ruined by a whale who can't stop stuffing their face. I didn't think it was fair as I've been on a diet since my diagnosis to combat any weight gain from my treatment and lost it. I did raise my voice and I told her that I couldn't believe anyone could be as cold and heartless as to say that. Considering how she's been there throughout this whole thing, I could only conclude that she's a narcissist who should be given an Oscar for her acting talents. I said not to worry about the pictures because I wouldn't be there at all and that I'm glad she can't get a refund on the dress, then told her fiancé that he should contact a divorce lawyer now to save time because it would be sad to be stuck with her, then I left. I've been told I was harsher than needed and shouldn't drop out this close to the wedding, but I don't see why I should have to be there after I was humiliated. Am I the idiot here? Edit. At the time he didn't say anything, he seemed to be taken aback by what was going on, and after I said my piece, I left. I got a text from him the next day asking how I was doing and saying he was sorry but he had no reason to apologise. He sent me a little gift basket with some of my favourite flower seeds and things like that. He also called one of my brothers, his best friend, and was supposed to be the best man, and said he understood when my brother said he wanted no part of the wedding. He's been very nice about it without pushing boundaries for me to talk. Not the idiot. Screw that. That's not something you say to someone regardless of cancer or chemo. That's messed up. You may have been a friend for 15 years, but she hasn't been yours. I would have said to the fiancé, good luck with the whole in sickness and in health thing. You see how she treats critically ill lifelong friends. Hope she does better for you. I'm out. Yeah, I read this and was immediately so angry. That is just evil. That bride can just go to the bad place. She probably felt really important when helping with the cancer treatments and such. That sounds like something a narcissist would get a lot of satisfaction from. What an appalling person she is. I'd be out of there and not look back. Have a gift-wrapped box of carrots and celery along with divorce lawyers' business cards sent as a wedding gift. While the bride's whale comment would be inappropriate, incredibly rude and demeaning regardless of a person's size, it seems that the contact a divorce lawyer now comment is likely not something out of nowhere if the bride is even capable of thinking a size 10 is anything like fat. Yeah, my brother gained 30+ pounds during cancer and no one mentioned his weight gain. Wonder why? Heads up, OP. April will try to get you back at the wedding party after people hear about her comments at dinner. Keep her blocked or she'll lie about what happened, but thankfully there were witnesses. What a garbage bag human. I'm sending encouragement re your treatment. My mother-in-law, 58, loves my 28 female garden. However, she sneaks into it and loves to read books, have picnics and pick flowers too. I'm perfectly fine with this, it's just that my dog, who will be called Diego, also loves being in the garden. He poops, plays, runs around and lays in the garden. Again, this would be fine, it's just that mother-in-law is allergic to dogs. I tell her I'm letting Diego out to play or use the restroom, but she refuses to leave, saying that that dog can wait or I'm allergic, stuff like that. My husband doesn't mind having the dog use a grass mat in the sunroom, but it becomes a problem when the whole room smells like dog poop. So I let my dog go outside to do his business to combat this. Mother-in-law hates this. I explained the situation and told her that she's no longer welcome if my dog is a health concern for her. She went insane. She started screaming and yelling, saying she was entitled to be in the garden. I just told her to leave. The following day, I went to go feed Diego when I realized I couldn't find him. I frantically searched everywhere, but still, Diego was gone. I called my husband, who's been in Florida the past week, to see if the cameras we have outside caught anything. I'm stupid and don't know the password to access them. And he said that Diego got in the car with mother-in-law and they sped off. I was angry. I hopped in my car and drove to mother-in-law's house to see what happened, and apparently, she took my dog to the pound. This psycho stole my dog and drove it to a pound 30 minutes away. I called the pound and the police. The next thing I knew, I was being yelled at by all my relatives on social media and thinking of pressing charges. Edit. For those wondering, yes, I did get Diego back. He's happily sleeping on the couch. You would not be the idiot if you pressed charges. She earned them. You would not be the idiot if you got a restraining order forcing your mother-in-law to stay 200 yards away from your home. She earned that too. It's your home, your dog's home. It is not her home. Absolutely this. I'm so furious on your behalf. Press charges and get a restraining order. She is way past boundary setting. Also, it's strange that the 30-minute drive to the pound with the dog didn't cause any allergy problems, but if the dog is peeing in the same garden with her, it's unbearable. Holy cow, I haven't even realized it, but she fakes being allergic if she had no trouble spending 30 minutes plus return in the same car in a very enclosed space with the dog. I think mother-in-law doesn't like dogs or just wants to mark her territory. Not the idiot in any way, shape or form. Your mother-in-law is not entitled to your garden. It's your property, not hers, and what she did was literally theft, an actual crime, a criminal offence. You have every right to be angry, and if you want to press charges, you're well within your rights. But again, I cannot overstate how strongly you are not the idiot. I'm in a relationship with a guy who also works in tech. He makes $68,000 and I make $130,000. I'm a mechanical engineer. He works at a more stable job doing programming at a large company. He brought me to meet his friends at a party and they asked me about myself. His friends mostly work in tech too and talked about themselves in terms of their jobs. I told them I'm a hiker and I do archery. I love road trips and camping and riding dirt bikes, etc. Basically talking about my hobbies because work is just a way to get paid to do the crap I love. It's not how I define myself and it doesn't come to mind when someone wants me to tell them about myself. One of his friends asked about work and I said, "Oh gosh, I don't want to talk about work at a party. I spend my whole day sweating my butt off in 95-degree heat to replace this busted motor to find the replacement part was also messed up." I wasn't lying or trying to downplay that I have a good job. That is how I spend my day and I wasn't in the mood to talk shop at a party. Some other conversations came up casually that probably also made me seem poorer, like me saying that car dealership repairs were a rip-off and telling my boyfriend that my childhood neighbour's trailer caught on fire and I was going to visit and help her out. I wasn't doing it on purpose, I was talking about my life, but I guess I gave the impression I was poorer. It got later in the night, everyone was drinking a lot, and some of his friends, not close ones though, were making jokes about me growing up in a trailer, being a gold digger, and being ready to jump to a richer guy. Really misogynistic crap, honestly, since they don't even know me and seem to assume all girls are gold diggers. He didn't say anything. He later said it was because he smoked herbs and gets quiet and has trouble carrying on a quick conversation when he's done that. But regardless, I felt hurt he didn't say anything. I got irritated with his friends and asked, "Now, why would you say that when I make twice what he does?" His friends went quiet for a second and I continued saying, "There ain't no gold to dig here, not with him or anyone at this party. So do you all think I'm cheap or do you all think I'm stupid?" My boyfriend wanted to leave the party shortly after, and he was pretty upset with me telling everyone I make twice what he does. I said I would have held my tongue if he'd checked his friends himself, but he didn't say anything, so I wasn't about to let them talk to me like that. He said it was humiliating, and now everyone thinks I'm a witch, and I flippantly said, "At least they know I'm a rich witch." He was angry that I embarrassed him when I spoke up. I was angry I had to say anything at all because his friends were talking crap, so it should be on him to check them. Stuff is still tense. Am I the idiot for explaining why I'm not a gold digger? Not the idiot. So your boyfriend was too high to say anything to support you, but sober enough to complain when you rightly called him and his rude mates out. Girl, red flags. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. His friends sound like those dudes that whine that they can't get girlfriends, think they deserve supermodels, but then are complete misogynists. Boyfriend got his ego bruised that you let it be known you out-earn him, he'll get over it. Or he's stuck in the patriarchal ideal that the man is supposed to be the primary breadwinner. Gee, I wonder why they're single. These men will be making $20,000 and still think that gold diggers are after them. Your boyfriend chooses to hang out with people who are misogynistic and judgmental. He decides to stay silent when they aim their abuse at you, and then he chooses to direct his anger and shame at you for refusing to let yourself be treated like trash. Get a new boyfriend, rich witch. I know this may seem like a dumb argument to ask about, but I'm genuinely curious if I'm the idiot about this. My girlfriend May, 22, and I, 22 male, have been dating for 2 years. I want to start off by saying my girlfriend is very small and tends not to eat very big portions. I've rarely seen her complete a full meal by herself, maybe on 1 or 2 occasions out of the 2 years and thousands of meals we've had together. She isn't selfish with her food, but she doesn't like to share with me all the time, which I just kind of find rather annoying considering she doesn't finish all her food. For example, if we're out to eat, usually I'll reach my hand over and try to sample a bite while her food is hot and fresh because I want to taste. She will sometimes smack my hand away and tell me to wait. Then an argument always ensues because she thinks I should give her the courtesy of at least trying to finish her meal before I touch it, which is annoying. After all, I know she won't finish it, and she knows I like my food scalding hot. I usually won't even eat it if it's room temperature. I'm asking if I'm the idiot here because this weekend we went to a fair in our town. She got a basket of 3 fried Oreos, and when she brought it over I took one and she got really upset, saying, "You know I wait for these all year round and I wanted to eat all of them." Which was probably a lie, but she seemed kind of upset for the rest of the night about it. I'm pretty sure I'm not the idiot, but I wanted to ask for objective opinions to settle this debate with her. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot because you didn't even ask. I also never finish my meals, but my husband waits for me to offer, or he asks. Common courtesy. You already know this bothers her, so why do you keep doing it? Nobody cares that you like your food scalding hot. You can heat up her leftovers when she's done eating. The absolute nerve to eat off another person's plate even after being told no. Are you human or are you a hyena? You are the idiot. All I could hear when I read this was, Joey doesn't share food. I'm the same. It's rude to just grab at someone's plate, especially when you know she doesn't want you to. Why do you think your desire for her food outweighs what she wants? She knows I like my food scalding hot, except it's not your food, is it? No, it's not. Leave her alone. You sound like a toddler or golden retriever that was given the gift of speech. You are not entitled to her food and not on your own terms, you freaking weirdo. Yeah, except don't most goldens sit and stare at the eater, silently judging and shaming them for not sharing? My lab does. OP can't even do that. He is not a good boy. Update. Okay, reading all of these comments has made me realize that I'm not only an idiot, but I'm the biggest idiot in the world. Growing up, I was very poor and was always taught to scarf my food down while it was good, aka while it was hot. I guess that translated into me being an adult and is now wreaking havoc on the person I love most. I thought that eating her food and showing her it was enjoyable would help her recovery, and through comments from parents and friends who watched their loved ones live with anorexia, I was severely wrong. I don't even know how I will apologize to her, but I will start by not taking her food and working on my issues. Instead, I'm going to take her to the fair and buy her all the fried Oreos she wants. Thank you all for making me realize just how crappy I was being. It's scary to even think that if I hadn't made what I thought was a silly post over a small debate, I would have kept up my behavior without even knowing until it was too late. Holy smokes, did he bury the lead by not mentioning that she's a recovering anorexic in his main post about consistently stealing her food? Damn, he just decided to lie by omission, hoping he'd look better and still came out looking the idiot. The constant justifications from the OP indicate that he doesn't think he's done anything wrong and is not learning anything from this thread, which has been "you are the idiot" all the way. Dude, I get being poor and not having food. I grew up with a lot of food insecurity too. Not a good excuse for being rude. Also, if you have issues stemming from your childhood that negatively impact your loved ones, you don't just say, "Too bad, that's just how it is." No, you have to fix the problem. If you have access to counselling, get some counselling. If not, try to recognize at least that you are being rude and stop doing it. Stop making excuses. It isn't your girlfriend's job to put up with your terrible manners. That is not a great way to have a girlfriend anymore.